Truck all loaded, we're ready to roll. I'm always excited when I get back on the road. 5 weeks on the road. All over the country. Headed to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in the morning. And then I'm headed to Erie, Pennsylvania right after that. And the next week we'll be in Hamburg, New York. And the next week we'll be in Sandy, Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. And then we're going to Scottsdale, Phoenix area of Arizona. So we'll be on the road for 5 weeks. Well, actually, we're going to be on the road for like 6 weeks. So I love it more than Chris loves it, but hey, we're excited. Stopped and found a brown sign on the freeway that said Crockett's Tavern. So we got off the freeway, and it's 5 miles or 8 miles from the freeway. But this is what we found. Okay, I want to get up here to this sign so you can read it yourself. Crockett Tavern. Here stood the Crockett Tavern, established and operated by John and Rebecca Crockett, parents of David Crockett, 1786-1836. It was the boyhood home of this pioneer and political leader of Tennessee, who was later a victim of the Alamo massacre at San Antonio, Texas. Now we're going to go to his birthplace because I know that's up the road, but apparently this was his boyhood home. I'm going to follow Chris. She's going to lead us around this tour. Say hi to Sandy, Chris.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
Sandy, this is for you. You told me I've got too much of me in these videos. So now here's a picture of the boyhood home. Well, actually, this was a tavern. The tavern in that day, I know from other information, was more like a motel. It was a place where you could come and stay the night and get food. And of course, in that day, you'd always get some kind of alcohol. Now we're going to walk down the steps and then around back of the house. It's closed right now. It won't be open till May. But I'd love to come back in May and get inside of it. But we're going to follow Chris down the stairs. I'm going to have to hang on to this rail. Follow Chris down the stairs and see what's behind here. Alright, I see some kind of a wagon over there. Let's see if there's a sign on it that tells us what it is. Look at that roof. I wonder how old this building actually is.
Pretty old.
I guess if we were inside to see the museum, we'd actually know more facts about it. But this is cool by itself. I'll stand here a second. There's an old great big iron cauldron down there. There's another outhouse. That house don't look all that old though, does it, Chris?
Storage.
Huh. Alright, we're going to go get back in the van. Another hour up the road is Davy Crockett's birthplace. So I'm hoping I can see a little more information on him up there. Look at that roof. Isn't that cool? About 40 miles, 50 miles north of where we saw the tavern. And here I'm at the Crockett homestead where Davy Crockett was actually born. We took a long, long winding road to get down here. Chris, look in here and see if you can see that. Can you see the Crockett sign? I can't see it. All I can see is me.
I can't see it.
All it's doing is reflecting.
Those chickens must all be over there.
Alright, I'm going to go over here and look at this sign. I had some good video on here a little while ago, but it wasn't recording, so I'm going to do this all over again. You get a kick out of this, maybe. Alright, this is Congressman Crockett, the gentleman from the cane. I can't get close enough for you to see these words, so I'm going to read them. Here's a small sampling of Crockett's language, describing his challenge in keeping legal records as justice of the peace. This was a hard business on me, for I could just barely write my own name. But to do this and write the warrants too was at least a huckleberry over my persimmon. Crockett's anxiety in making a speech in his early campaigning years. The thought of having to make a speech made my knees feel might weak and set my heart to fluttering almost as bad as my first love scrape with a Quaker's niece. But as good luck would have it, these big candidates spoke nearly all day, and when they quit, the people were worn out with fatigue, which afforded me a good apology for not discussing the government. One more thing, because this reminds me of today. Describing the long-winded, empty speeches in Washington that constantly irritated him. There's too much talk. Many men seem to be proud they can say so much about nothing. Their tongues keep working whether they've got any grist to grind or not. Is that cool or what? Hey Chris, let's go ahead and walk over towards the actual building he was born in. Way over, I'm having a hard time seeing here because the sun is in my eyes and it's reflecting off this. Tell you what, get in front of me, Chris. I'm going to follow you over there. You're going to have to say hi to Sandy again because this is supposed to be for... Turn around and say hi to Sandy. Look in the camera.
Sandy.
All right, I saw that. Yeah, where's the actual point to the building, Chris, where he was born?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We're seeing outhouses here. It definitely wasn't this building. This is like a...
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, this is like a pigsty or something. All right, I'm following you. Oh, look at this, coming back. Let's get a picture of this one.
That was the big one.
Walk over by it so I have you in the frame. Wait, do you think it's gonna hurt you? Good grief, Chris. Get over there so you can see how big it is compared to you.
He's going to come to you.
All right. I don't have any food if you think you're getting it.
That's a different kind of chicken, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Well, it's some sort of chicken.
All right, let's find the homestead. I wish there were signs here so I could actually see what I'm seeing. I could actually know what I'm seeing. That sun is so bright right now. All I see is my face and that's got to be it there with that big chimney, Chris. See the chimney over there?
Oh yeah.
That's got to be where he was born. The reason I really like Davy Crockett is because if anybody had an itchy foot, he had it. Or anybody had a wanderlust, he had it. And that's me. I'd rather be on the road seeing these out-of-the-way places than doing anything else. Look at this whole homestead. All right, we'll go over here and take a picture of the homestead and then get back, go back and see what we got. This is the front. See how tiny this is? I'm gonna come up to this little crack and see if it tapes anything inside. We'll find out later when I can see it. Tiny little place. All right, we're gonna walk over here and see where Chris is looking at some hogs. And then we'll wander down by the stream. The homestead is right on a, I don't know if it's a river or a creek or what it is. But we got a couple hogs over here, so we're in a state park, so I guess someone's still taking care of the livestock.
Garden over there.
Oh, there's a garden also?
Oh look, this one's getting up. I wondered how he stood on his short little legs.
Boy, they're big enough, aren't they? Garden right here, so somebody obviously tends to this place, whether it's the workers at the park. And see how all the fences are all original, the way they would have been back yonder? Wow. No doubt as a boy, Davy Crockett played in these very waters. Here's a monument on the grounds. Davy Crockett, pioneer, patriot, soldier, trapper, explorer, state legislator, congressman, martyred at the Alamo, 1786, 1836. I'm going to back away from here so you can see the whole thing around it. I'll see you guys on the next video. Be sure to subscribe. This church was established in 1842. You reckon that bell rang a lot of dinners in here, or time to go to church? 1842. Remember now, we just came from Davy Crockett. He died in 1836. So this church was in the same time frame. We're about 10 miles from the Davy Crockett State Park. We're headed to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 7 more hours.